History. History. History.
The video that you just watched took place at the Hollywood Bowl, where an audience member decided to tackle Dave Chappelle during his set. Now, this is during the Netflix is a Joke tour. In fact, I actually went to see this show at the Hollywood Bowl last week. And I gotta be honest, every comedian that was there was infinitely funnier than Chappelle's set was.
Oh, you saw this show?
I saw this show on a different night.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually recommend the show. It was hilarious, a lot of talented comedians there. Chappelle, while I think he's got the capability to be hilarious and he's a talented comedian, his obsession with the trans stuff is just, it's super off-putting, like
I
and
haven't
boring
seen
at this
this
point. It's boring.
He has been for most of my life my favorite comedian, and I also don't get the obsession. I just don't think he's as funny when he is obsessively talking about that for an ever-increasing percentage of each of his shows.
Yeah, look, I'm not interested in like violating your speech rights, bro. Like, I just want to be entertained, you know? Like, get off it. It's boring at this point. But anyway, moving away from that, because that's not what this discussion is about. So someone in the audience actually ended up tackling him. We don't have a lot of video footage of it because I can attest to this. They lock up your phones the second you walk in. So I'm guessing some people were able to sneak their phones in without getting them locked. But nonetheless, a Los Angeles Police Department spokesman said that officers responded to the incident at the Hollywood Bowl about 10:45 p.m. The man was carrying a replica gun and taken to a nearby hospital to be evaluated for injuries. Police identified Isaiah Lee, 23, as the suspect. Chappelle was not seriously harmed, they said. Lee is in police custody. He has been charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon because the replica gun actually contained a knife blade, according to the LAPD. Bail is set at $30,000. Now, this happened despite before the attack, the comedian spoke about increased security around him in the wake of widespread backlash for jokes he made about the transgender community. Right now, as we speak, and the story might develop further after we air tonight, but for now, as we speak, we don't know what the motive was. We don't know if this was an attack because of the jokes that Chappelle was saying. We don't know if this is a guy who was just off his rocker. When I was there on a different night for the same show, there was a point where they brought up audience members to roast them, a different comedian, not Dave Chappelle. And one of the audience members was definitely under the influence of some stuff. And later he was just literally like running around the aisles at the Hollywood Bowl. And I was like, that. So this guy might have like been on something. We don't know, that's all I'm saying. But don't just like, we gotta stop attacking people, like physically. Not a fan of that, not good.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Yeah, no, by the way, to the prior thing about the added security, because you know who doesn't attack people? The trans community.
No, I'm very scared of the trans community, very scared.
They get attacked, that's the plague. Like again, but whatever, okay, but have the security regardless. You have it for the wrong reason, but have it because there are a lot of crazy people, I get that.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt you, I have to say one thing as a woman who has political opinions in a country where women still are not like really celebrated for having strong political opinions. It is amazing to me how thin-skinned powerful, wealthy men are for getting backlash or criticism for whatever they say or their jokes. People are allowed to criticize you. That's not the same as, I mean, like I get a comment, at least one comment a day talking about how I'm gonna get raped and then like tossed in a ditch somewhere by people who disagree with my political opinions. Yeah, it sucks. I don't have the resources for any security, okay? So I just have to live with it, and if I ever bring it up or complain about it, like Taylor Lorenz did on MSNBC, then you have the right wing mocking you.
Yeah.
But for powerful, wealthy comedians who like clutch their pearls and like pretend like they're the victims the second they get a little bit of backlash over a joke, it's like, the same people who will come for Taylor Lorenz or come for me are like, oh yeah, those scary, scary trans people, right?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's this weird psychological hang up. And you made out of security, but I do know that you generally go around with a miniature attack deer.
I have weapons.
So you have that. No, he's a little guy, he's cute. But anyway, yeah, just don't attack people. I don't understand it. I also have a question for you.
Sure.
Since this guy had a knife that he cleverly concealed inside of a gun. I understand it's not, he didn't do it, it comes that way. Did they not like search anything? Like,
yeah, that's pretty, yeah.
He got a gun, or what looks like a gun, into the Hollywood Bowl?
I think that's actually the most important point to all of this, right? Because they were overzealous with cell phones. They were overzealous with smartwatches too. Like one of the
I guess some have cameras, I suppose.
Yeah,
sure
they're terrified of like the content getting out. Like you got to make sure we protect the profits.
I get that. I'm fine.
I get it too, but I just think it's interesting that they're like overzealous with the phones, but when it comes to weapons, how did they miss the gun replica that has a freaking knife in it?
No, they probably saw it. They probably were like, hey, now this doesn't have a camera in it, does it? Just a knife? Okay, here you go. No, they need better security. Like there was, by the way, like, and again, as I said on the TDR this morning, like at the very least, these people do have security. I mean, I cannot believe that they let the guy literally tackle him. The guy could have stabbed him easily, as easily as tackling him, which is obviously unacceptable. But then they converged and everything. There's a lot of comedians and performers who are not gonna have that sort of security.
That's right.
Francesca doesn't have a posse ready to tackle someone when she does a set. And so like the venues need to take it more seriously.
They do, I totally agree with you on that. Now, while the security guards didn't prevent the tackle from happening, reports indicate that they then got together and beat this guy up pretty severely, because there were other videos shared later, like outside of the Hollywood Bowl as he was being placed into an ambulance truck. So let's watch that video. We'll keep, all right, there we go. So his arm is not in the right position. Let's just put it that way. It has been removed from the position that it should be in. So he was beaten up pretty badly. And they were booing him and hissing at him and all of that.
Well, yeah, I get that. Don't attack someone. Yeah, and people, I'm sure in the audience are worried that this guy apparently is wielding a gun. He could have tried to kill Dave Chappelle, started killing people in the audience. It's like a terror attack, effectively. It's a person who went in looking to do harm.
Yeah, exactly.
So I understand people being.
So stay home, like stay home. What are you doing? Stay home, like.
What, everyone or the guy?
No, the guy.
Oh,
right?
Well, yeah, I'd prefer that.
So. Listen, I don't like some of the stuff Chappelle said. I knew what I was signing up for when I went. We got invited by friends. I'm really happy I went, because there were a ton. Erykah Badu performed. She's amazing, so talented, so lovely in every way. The comedians were amazing, and yeah, Chappelle like was disappointing, mostly because he just can't get off of that one issue.
Yeah, really funny. I think he's the most talented comedian in the world. It's just that stuff just isn't funny. I think it's objectively not as funny.
But my point is, if you know you're gonna see a comedian there that you don't like and it sets you off, again, we don't know what the motives were, but for the sake of conversation, let's assume that he was triggered by Chappelle. Do yourself a favor, don't get triggered, just don't go.
Yeah,
like violence is not the way to solve anything.
No.
So that's where I stand on that issue. And honestly, like it doesn't win the argument that you're trying to make at all. It turns people off too.
And we don't know that the guy's trying to make any argument whatsoever. So again, we have no idea. It's not as clear as, like, even if he was attacking like a politician, then you can read a little bit more motive in. It's hard to say when it's a famous person. Sometimes people are just obsessed with famous people and try to attack them for that reason.